Friday.
Hey, so quiet. Why don't you do the intro today?
I don't know how to do that. See, you need to train me on this, and you need to tell me what to say beforehand.
You know what I say. We've been doing this now.
I forgot.
Try. Guess.
No, you go.
Take a guess.
I don't know. Stop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Love Movement podcast.
Hi.
Hey, hi. How are you? As you can see, I've been trying to pawn off my intro duties onto my wife here, my
Not
lovely
happening.
co-host,
Not
Betty
happening.
B. Yeah, because she fought with great intensity and vigor against doing it. Oh, by the way, and I'm Steve B. And we're your hosts. Welcome back. As you can see, we're a little bundled up here because it's pretty cold outside.
It's very cold outside.
It's that New Jersey weather.
Sweater weather. Not sweater weather anymore.
It's a little colder than sweater weather.
Yeah, like 2 sweaters.
How you feeling?
And a jacket.
How you feeling today, babe?
Good, tired, but good.
You had a long night.
I was cleaning the house, doing laundry, doing everything. Yesterday was the day to do everything, getting Clyde's food ready for the week. What else? Doing the grocery list. We have to do the shopping today. And
Not to mention what we had to do in the morning as well.
I know I had to go pick up my car.
To get our
all the
car
things.
fixed.
Yeah, so it was a long day. I actually went upstairs like around 2:20, and then you were asleep, and completely, I don't know, like really, really tired because I touched you and you woke up. You're like, what happened? I'm sorry, what happened? Yeah, nothing happened. What's going on? And your eyes were so red. And I said, it's okay, just lay down. And then Clyde was wide awake at that time, and I put him back to sleep. And then when he was asleep,
Then you gave him to me.
I gave it to you, and I told you I was gonna go to the shower. Do you remember this?
I remember all this. I didn't think it was 2
I
a.m.
thought you were completely asleep, like
Well-
with your eyes open, but sleep.
I went up there to take a shower and everything and get changed. What time was it? Like 10 o'clock?
Yep.
Earlier than that
Yep.
even?
Mm-hmm.
And I sat on the bed and I passed out. So I was asleep that whole time before you came up.
Yeah, I came up at 2:30, 2:20, something like that.
Jesus, God.
Then I shower, and I guess I was in bed like around 3. And Clyde woke up at 6:20, 6:30.
You really punished yourself.
And I got him, and I fed him, and I changed him for you to keep sleeping. I'm so cute. I'm so good, right?
Well, see, you were regretting saying that because
I know.
Why
did I say that?
Friday night, I took him for most of the night.
In the morning.
In the morning as well. And you were like, all right, baby, tomorrow I'll take him so you can sleep. Because I was pretty tired yesterday. And then you end up working yourself to death and then still having to keep your word about taking the baby.
I don't know why I did that to myself.
I don't know. But I'm happy you did, and thank you. I do remember being startled when you woke me up.
You were like confused. You looked at me and you said, I'm sorry.
You know that
Why are
feeling
you
when you
sorry?
get woken up out of a dead sleep and all of a sudden you get nervous, something happened. I messed up. What happened? What did I do?
You were saying sorry. I was so confused, why?
Oh.
But that was cute.
Yeah, so today we're going to continue our... this is something now, I want to talk about something before we get into the main crux of the show here. We had a conversation this week, and you specifically told me that you wanted to take a day to relax this weekend. Now, do you remember what I told you?
I don't remember any of that.
Sure you do. Sure you do.
You said that, I don't think that's going to happen.
Why?
Because I say I'm going to relax and then I come up with things to do.
And this happens time and time again.
I know, but there's things to be done.
But here's the thing, though. There's always going to be something that has to be done. No matter how much you think you have completed and ready for the week, there's always going to be more that we can do.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Ay, Dios mío, that is so true. I need a chill pill.
It's but it's almost like a skill to be able to truly step back and not let yourself get concerned and wrapped up in doing all the
You
stuff.
have that mastered.
I'm great at it.
I know. How
I'm
do you
great
do
at
it?
not doing what needs to be done.
How do you do it? And you're completely not bothered by it. You're like, you'd say you're going to enjoy your day and you're going to enjoy it. And you just lay down and look very relaxed and you enjoy whatever you're watching on TV and eating and whatever. And you seem relaxed.
I am, but different things bother me than bother you. You know
What
what I mean?
bothers you?
I mean, I guess it's just like a level of priorities. Like, what's more important that really needs to be done?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some stuff doesn't need to be done right this second. Like, for instance, the cleaning. I'm kind of the mind where we have 6 people living in this one house. You can clean it as much as you want, and then in 24 hours, it's going to need to be cleaned again. So I kind of get used to the idea that cleanliness is not going to last for a long time. And I don't like the idea of having to constantly hit these same things over and over again when they're just going to keep getting dirty. So like the once a week system, I think works.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
If we go by that logic, we will never clean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, that's not a good
And
system.
I don't know if this is a me thing or if this is a guy thing, but I don't know. That doesn't really bother me as much. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be living in a pigsty. Like, you don't want dirt and filth all over everything. But my idea of clean is very different from your idea of clean.
We have that established, yes.
Yeah. And I would argue that my idea of clean is much less than most people's idea of clean.
Lord. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it, baby.
But I mean, but seriously though, like there comes a point when you really have to like step back and say, does this need to be done right now? Do I need to take some time for me, for the little Betty inside? You know, because consider this, you spend all your energy and all your effort on doing these things, but then you're missing out on the
You're going to
things
make
we're
me
supposed to be
cry.
enjoying.
Really? Really? This is the point of this conversation, making me cry, making me feel terrible? You nailed it. I'm about to cry.
That's okay. Because it's you know what the sad thing is? Even if you do take the time to spend time with people, then they want to do something else. You want to sit down and spend time with Ty. He all he wants to do is play video games.
Okay, one step back in that one, mister. Yesterday, I was jumping with him in the trampoline.
That's true. While I was building the grill.
I started cleaning late because of him. I was spending time with him. He was upset because he was playing video games, but his friends didn't want to play with him. They wanted to play a different game, and he was upset. And then he said, Mama, can you go outside and jump with me on the trampoline? And I said, Ty, I have to clean. And he said, fine. Not even my mom wants to play with me.
No, he got you with that one.
Oh my God,
man, he got you.
That hurt me. I said, I thought to myself, you're good. You are very good. And I said, okay, let's go jump for a little bit. And we went outside and we were playing and it was fun. And I enjoyed it. And it was tiring.
You even took some time to sit on the hammock with the baby.
Yeah. So I did quality time with them.
And I'll give you another point for you. When we went to go pick up the car beforehand, we stopped and had breakfast together.
So
just you and me.
Lord, I am perfect. I'm just kidding. I gave you quality time because we had breakfast together. Then I gave Clyde quality time because we went in the hammocks. Then I gave quality time to Tyler in the trampoline, playing basketball and all that. At the end of the day, it was like 5 when I started cleaning. So, of course, I'm going to end up cleaning until 3 in the morning. So I did very good. I did laundry. I did cleaning. I cleaned the fridge. That takes time. Everybody knows this. So, okay. I cleaned the 3 bathrooms. Okay. I did a lot.
Did a lot yesterday.
I'm proud of myself.
You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
But don't forget the things that matter.
I did the things that matter. Good Lord.
Anyway, all right. So let's get into some chismecito.
Chismecito time.
You're still tired though, huh?
I am tired.
Yeah.
I'm destroyed. Coffee's not doing it. I needed Monster.
Yeah, we need like meth at this point.
Oh my God.
All
What's
right.
the chismecito?
All right. So first thing, Aaron Rodgers. you're familiar with who that is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, a very popular football player. Got COVID. Now, there was a big thing where, like, with different sports leagues, NFL, like NBA, they all have different rules regarding COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the big things is that they want all the players to be vaccinated.
But is that something, a mandate from the government, or is something that they
From the
chose to
league.
do? The league.
The league. So it's
Mhm.
their
That's something
private
that the
business.
league chose to do.
Correct. So
Okay.
now, we talked about this. I'm not a big sports guy, but I
Mm-hmm.
did find it funny. Like, they were interviewing Aaron Rodgers on one of the Barstool podcasts, and he was saying, like, yeah, I consulted my now good friend Joe Rogan about how to best treat the COVID, because this guy does not want to get vaccinated. Which,
But do they have an option,
what? Not really. No.
the players, to not get the vaccine?
There was a lot of, like, I don't know the specifics of this, but there was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
talk about there's, like, very specific rules they need to follow
Mm-hmm.
while they're in practice and during games and stuff like that. And apparently, this guy Aaron Rodgers was not following those rules, and he also wasn't vaccinated. So it was like, wow, you're really flaunting it in people's face.
Mm-hmm.
So then, he said he was talking to Joe Rogan, because obviously there was the whole big thing with Joe Rogan where he got.
Explain who that is
Oh, I
for
mean,
people that don't know him.
for people that don't know Joe Rogan, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay,
I mean,
I didn't know the guy.
you know who Joe Rogan is?
Now because of you.
Okay.
But if I wasn't married to you, I don't know the guy.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so Joe Rogan is the most popular podcaster in the entire world. He's also one of
And
the
he's
commentators for UFC. He used to host Fear Factor. He's a stand-up comedian. He did a lot of stuff. He was an actor. He was in The Zookeeper, one of that movie Tyler loves.
I know, but I know the guy, the main guy there. That's it.
Kevin James.
Yes.
Oh.
Now we have Joe Rogan, the guru,
Well, so
when it
now
comes to
the whole
COVID.
reason that they're saying he talked to Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan had COVID like a couple months
Mhm.
ago, and he also did not want to take the vaccine. So he did all these other different treatments that are not really proven, but he ended up essentially beating it in like 4 or 5 days, which is
That's
pretty good.
record.
Yeah, and then the problem now is that he's very contrarian with a lot of the stuff. So it's like, as soon, like, the more they tell him, oh, you should do this, you should do that, the more he pushes back on it. The problem, there's two problems the way I see it. Number one, what he did definitely seems to have worked. And then two, the people that are going against him are constantly losing credibility, because they're pushing like these arguments and this like disproven these facts and stuff that don't make any sense.
Mhm.
So it's like, not only is his case good to begin with, they're hurting their own case against him. So it's like, I don't like siding with the contrarian people that are just, which is what I do,
Mhm.
and I guess I understand why I annoy people, because I'm annoyed by the same thing that I do. But
That is funny.
you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, why you guys, they're saying he was taking horse dewormer, one of the medicines called ivermectin, which is used to treat malaria, I think.
Okay.
Like, the guys who made it
Mhm.
won the Nobel Prize. And
Really?
they
I was gonna actually ask you if you knew what he did.
there was mononucleoid, uh there was another I can't remember the name of it. But there was a bunch of stuff that normal people don't have access to, essentially.
What do you
That
mean, normal people?
people
People
that
with
aren't
money?
rich.
Oh, because this is something very expensive?
Rogan is very, very rich.
No, I know he is, but whatever he used, this medicine, very expensive. Is it natural medicine? Is
It's
it plant?
expensive, and most of it's not covered by insurance.
Okay.
So, mononucleo antibodies or something like
Oh,
that. You heard of
okay,
that?
I've heard of that. There's a lot of people doing that.
Hmm.
That alone, and they have been seeing a lot of great results.
So that's the thing. All the results and all they don't really have any good studies about this stuff. So all the results are essentially anecdotal, which means, okay, well, it worked for you, but we haven't been able to reproduce those results on a large scale. That doesn't mean it's not true. That just means the studies are incomplete as of yet. So ivermectin was one of the big ones, where they said that same medication, which is used in
Mhm.
humans,
Mhm.
is also used in much higher dosages for like horses. It's like an antiviral thing.
Okay.
So the news, like CNN, they were saying, "Oh, Joe Rogan's taking horse dewormer." It's like, no, the fuck he wasn't. It's like it's like a
That's
slick little
stupid,
thing that they
yeah.
were trying to, like, word games.
Okay, do you know the company that's doing this?
Which
the company that is making this what's the name?
Mononuclear antibody. I don't know. I
We
think
should buy stocks on them.
yeah.
I'm
I
telling
wonder
you, they're gonna go up, up, up in a
if
way.
Regeneron was one of the companies.
Let's look
I
into
know
that, people. Let's
I
look
don't know if
into
that's the
that.
name of a company or
Invest
a
now.
medication. Anyway,
Sorry.
so people are roasting Aaron Rodgers, like, "Oh, you went to Dr. Joe Rogan, huh?" It's like, yeah,
That's so pity.
my uncle and my cousin were in a car crash and their bodies were shattered. We had to go to regular doctor because we couldn't get in touch with Dr. Joe Rogan.
Oh
So
my!
hopefully it'll work for them. So I mean, which in itself, like, it's funny. I get it. Like, let the jokes fly, but at the same time, it's like,
more power to him. People are talking about him, like I always tell you. But my question is, what do you think about this? Because I know you admire the guy.
Who, Rogan?
Yeah, but I also know that
yes, there's ways I do.
like. I mean that you like the guy. You like him.
I listen
follow
to him.
his
Yeah.
podcast. That's pretty. I don't.
Let's put it this way. Let me describe Joe Rogan. You remember Johnny Carson? He was the host of the Tonight Show forever. He was like the most famous person. Joe Rogan's show has effectively become like the modern day version of the Tonight Show, of the Johnny Carson.
Okay.
Where he has huge name people come on there and like he actually has long form conversations with people. So it's not just like little bits that you get on the news, like 10 minutes, next to Jimmy Kimmel on the Late Show, whatever. Like he's having deep, long, drawn out conversations. So you get to really see who a person is.
Correct. But if I don't like the guy, I don't care how famous he is, I don't listen to him.
That's true.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's not for everybody, for sure.
You follow him, you like him.
I don't agree with everything he says.
You don't let me finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. When you're right, you're right.
Okay, so what I'm trying to ask you is,
No,
how do you feel about this idea of him not believing in the vaccine, not wanting to get vaccinated? What do you think about that? Do you think he has good points? Do you think he's wrong?
So when it comes to the vaccine, considering
his stand on the vaccine.
His whole thing is that he's like, well, why do I need the vaccine if I'm doing all these other things to stay healthy? Like, okay, that's fine, but why not just get the vaccine? Because then it gives you a much, much better chance of fighting off the COVID, which that argument doesn't really land with him. Do you believe that? Well,
do you believe it?
Do I believe? Yeah, I believe if you have the shot, then if you do get COVID, it'll be way less severe.
Okay.
So based off results, I mean, millions, like hundreds of millions of people have gotten it by now, and that those results seem to hold up.
Those are fake.
What's that?
I'm just kidding.
But
you saw your face.
Well, his whole thing is that he's afraid of what the long-term effects might be.
I get it. There's a lot of people concerned about that because there's a lot of things we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, and I totally respect that.
I get it. I mean, certainly at face value, I get it. I guess for me, I don't that fear of that, long-term effect, it doesn't enter my head. I don't think that way, I guess.
That's good. Good for you.
I feel it seems like a lot of people like make decisions based off fear or worry on one hand. Other people like, well, is it fair? You know what I mean?
But that's how we all make
not everybody.
All of our decisions.
No, not from a fear standpoint. There's a lot of people
that do that.
Yeah, I'm saying, but that's not everybody.
Correct.
There was like that study that they did in the book The Righteous Mind by Jonathan Haidt. They were talking about like why are some people conservative and why are some people liberal, and the way they boiled it down is like based off psychology is that like people that lean conservative usually make decisions based off fears. Like I want to be safe from this happening. I don't want to have to deal with this. Like, and then people that tend to be liberal based on something. Well, I want to do this because it seems like the most fair way to do it.
That clicks.
You know what I mean?
That clicks because I don't know. From my point of view, I feel like a lot of Cubans are more conservative, and it's because of fear. Because everything they went through in Cuba, they base every decision in trying to avoid having to go through that again.
Yeah. I feel like it makes sense. There's a lot of things that would lend to the Cuban people's inclinations to be conservative.
We end up in the same thing that we always talk about. It depends your life experience and how
Mhm.
you make choices from that point on. My life experience and yours are completely different. That's why we see life completely different. That's
Mhm.
why our decision making process is completely different. That's why we end up sometimes making completely different decisions when it comes to voting for someone,
Mhm.
talking about the vaccine or this or that.
But you know
We,
what's
mm-hmm,
interesting to me is when you have people that come from very, very
mm-hmm,
similar backgrounds,
mm-hmm,
sometimes even family members that grow
mm-hmm.
up exactly the same way, and they tend to be so different. Like, look at me and like my sister.
What sister?
Uh,
You have
my
six.
the only one that my full sister, the one that I grew up with.
Erica.
Yeah, I was gonna
What
try not
happened?
to say her name.
So
I'll
sorry.
beep it out. But look at how different we are.
But I don't know that.
Oh, that's true.
How different are you guys?
Pretty. I mean, since we're talking like liberal conservative, she definitely leans way more conservative.
Because of your mom.
I have the same mom.
You're not close to your mom.
That's true.
And you tend to do the opposite of your mom's.
But
I think there's some resistance there. And I think you,
why
knowing
isn't
you,
she exactly the same way?
that's why I'm saying, knowing you, okay, I don't know. I don't know
I,
what to say and what not to say. This is very delicate. Knowing you, you tend to go very against what your family believes.
that's true because I don't agree with what they believe. It's not. I
Correct.
don't
I'm
do
not
it.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying no. Like what
Well,
I come, Erica is doing the same thing your mom did
hmm
to a certain extent. She tends to see. When I look at her, I think she's more like, I don't know how to say it. I
Trying
don't
to
know.
like,
I think, and you try to do completely as far from them as
but
possible.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Is like me and her grew up right next to one another. So why is she one way and I'm this
I
totally
have the
different?
answer
Oh,
to
go
that
ahead.
because of your experience with her. You guys, you're traumatized. You guys were like dog and cat.
But my point is that
You wanted to stay away from that as far as you could. She was one way and you wanted to be completely different from that.
my point is that people's personality, to a certain extent, is kind of set based on who you are. Like the things that happen to you, 100% affect you. But
I think
when you're
if
starting off from
mhm,
basically the same point,
mm,
you know what I mean?
but that's what I'm saying. You guys started from the same point, but your experience
Hmm
took you a different route because your experience with Erica.
Mm,
You guys were not good siblings. Is that fair?
that's true.
And that's why you were completely the other direction.
Mm.
I think if you guys had a completely different experience, let's say you were close to each other, you were like best friends, maybe you were like your family.
Maybe.
That's what I think. That's what I think from looking from the outside.
But I think there's always like that starting point. You know what I mean? Like that base layer where everything is built off that.
Your
So,
relationship with your sister.
but no. I mean like who a person is fundamentally, not the experiences are going to happen and it's going to bring people different paths. But
Correct.
whatever your starting point was, that's going to affect how those experiences affect you, basically. You know what I mean? So
We agree.
if I'm starting on A and she's starting on B, and we both have that same thing happen to both of us, she might go one way from it, and I might go another way. That's why some people, repeat the cycle of what the parents did, and some people go completely the other way,
Correct.
even though they had the same experience. Do you
Got
get what
it.
I'm saying?
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. We're talking about
The same.
two different parts of the same thing.
Correct.
Okay. Let
Agree.
let's go on because this is not chismecito. This is just family
This
drama.
is very, very chismecito, let me tell you.
That's
I
true.
hope no one is listening.
I need a cafecito. I mean, you gave me a little work now. I have to go back and beep out those names.
Oh my. No, I only say one.
You said it like 4 times.
But only one name.
I know, but I'm gonna never mind.
Doesn't matter. Nobody knows.
I know that's true. Uh, oh, this is another sad one since we always love talking about terrible stuff.
That's not good.
Astroworld, the festival, the music festival in Houston, they had basically like a crowd I don't want to say stampede, but a bunch of people in the crowd during Travis Scott's set you know who Travis Scott is?
That one I know. Baby daddy.
Of
Kylie Jenner's
that's correct.
daughter, Stormy. Oh, I know my
That's what they named.
Kardashians.
That's what they named the daughter.
Stormy.
Oh,
You know that that's my cousin's cat's name?
Stormy.
Stormy.
I knew that one.
And she named Stormy way before Kylie did.
She named it after Stormy Daniels.
Mm-mm.
It was Trump's Guma. Anyway, so basically there was a big concert and people got crushed. Like 8 people died.
Are
during
you
the show.
sure about that number? I think no one died. They got hurt.
Oh no, 100% sure that there's people that got killed. Way more people got hurt than killed, but there's like
That
8
is
people
crazy.
dead.
How does that happen? Like everybody's just what?
Well, all it takes is something in like farther back that people kind of to start pushing or trying to move forward, and then everybody is forced to try to compensate. So if people behind you are pushing you forward, then you can't help but push the people in front of you forward.
And someone is gonna fall.
It's gonna come to a head at some point. I mean, have you ever been to like a big concert like that?
No.
Yeah, it
And I
gets
don't
crazy.
think I'm ever gonna be.
I remember we used to go to Warped Tour. It was all like the metal and emo bands and stuff. And they would have it was like a big festival. So they'd have like 100 bands go on over
But
the course of the day.
the-
It was like 8 stages. It was crazy. And,
And
you could,
the point was what? To get closer to the stage, and that's what happened?
sometimes people are trying to move around, trying to get closer. Sometimes there's mosh pits opening up. There's any number of reasons why
That
that
is
happens.
crazy. And
Sometimes it's just the natural movement of people. That it just so happens that everybody kind of is moving one way, and it becomes a chain reaction over time. But
That's
it
scary.
sucks. It sucks being in like a big crowd like that, and you just getting kind of like shoved around, and it's like being in the ocean basically,
Mhm,
because it's like people are not trying to
dragging
do
you.
that. It's just happening.
Imagine the first person in line.
Ugh, everybody's like hot and sweating all over each other, and it's
Oh, God.
gross. I don't miss those days.
I've never done that.
I'll be honest.
I don't like those type of things.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to go to any more concerts.
I like concerts as long as I can sit in my
Yeah.
chair, be close. I like to be close to the stage, but sitting in my place so I can stand up whenever I want to dance and just
Those aren't the
sat back
concerts
down.
I was used to. I
No?
was used to standing room only.
I've never been to a concert like that.
Really? Almost all the concerts I've been to have been like that.
Why? There were no
That was just the
Seating
type of
assignments?
shows. Yeah, there was no seats. You go to like a venue, there's no
That's-
seats. You
That's very
stand.
dangerous.
That's how it goes.
No likey.
We used to go to Starland Ballroom all the time.
I think I'm an old lady.
No, it's a different experience, babe.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go back to doing those,
Okay.
and I've been to a bunch of them. It sucks.
Hmm.
I used to like the places where they would have like the balcony, and you could just go stand up there, and that would be where they have the bars. So all like the 18-year-olds and like 20-year-olds have to be down
We're
there,
not
and all
allowed.
the shit down on the first floor, and you could just stand up there and have a drink and be like, "Yeah, look at these assholes down here." And you could see the whole pit open up, like, "Oh, that guy just got drop kicked."
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't miss those days.
Okay. Never had those days.
Well, you know,
Maybe I have to experience that for myself. Young, wild, and free.
yeah. The prayers up to the people that the poor
That's
people
very
that died.
sad.
That sucks.
Very sad.
But yeah, I don't even know what to say to that.
I know. Moving on.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then we'll go into the main topic. This one I'm really happy about. "Smoking Out the Window" by Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak.
I
Has-
forgot that's the name of the song. I was going to tell you, what? You're not smoking
out the
again.
window. Yeah. It debuted just as of Friday morning. It debuted at number 35 on the global Spotify charts and number 10 on the U.S. Spotify charts. I'm sure it's shot way past that now.
I love Bruno Mars. I feel like everything he actually is in is success.
So I really like
think he's
Bruno
very
Mars as well,
talented.
but I also independently liked Anderson .Paak a lot.
I didn't know that guy.
He's got a bunch of
But I like
really
him.
good. He's been around. I think I don't know if he's been around in less time than Bruno Mars has, but he's got way more content and like music he's put out there.
Really?
Yeah, and he's been
More
featured
than
on
Bruno
so many
Mars?
things. Yeah,
Wow.
Bruno Mars doesn't do albums very often,
That is true.
so
But every time he has a song, it's good.
Yeah, it slaps.
It's good, and he's very talented, and he can dance, he can sing.
Mhm.
He's like the entire package.
Yeah, I heard
I
somebody
like him.
refer to him as a midget Filipino Elvis.
What? That's so rude.
It's
Is
funny.
he? He's
He's
short.
Hawaiian, I think.
He's Hawaiian,
I don't
but
think he's short.
Filipino mix.
I
No?
think that was just a line from the movie Grown Ups that somebody used
That's
on him.
so bad.
But anyway, back to the song. I can't tell you how much I love the song.
I know
Especially
you
given-
learned that song in one day.
I mean, I had it on at work, and I listened to it a few times, and I was like, "This song, this is
It's good.
straight
It's your
fire."
jam.
But it's funny too.
It is in the video.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved
super
it.
old school.
I loved
It
it.
looks like old like Soul Train stage.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good, and I don't know. I've been watching a lot of people's like reaction videos online. I don't know why. I don't normally do that.
I've noticed that you were doing that, and I thought it was so weird. It's something that Tyler does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is this? Why the reaction? Why?
I think I was trying to justify how much I liked it by looking at how much other people liked it. I don't know,
That is funny.
but yeah, I don't know. It's something about it. Like it's a song where it's like the guy is the victim in this way. This girl was like a gold digger essentially, and just played the shit out of him. And he's talking about, I spent all this money on trips and
I
diamonds.
was paying your rent.
I got a damn kids running around my house like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Like I don't know. It's one of those songs where like they did one for the guys this time.
But you guys are always the bad guy.
Usually, and that's
It's-
why I think this one resonates so much. Is because hey, we're not the bad guy in this one. We did all this stuff for this girl, and she played us like a cheap Nintendo game.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But I said that it's not about whether or not we're actually.
That is so cute, baby.
You know what I mean? We did one for the guys. Shout out to Bruno and Andy. You know,
it was a good one. It's a good one.
it's a great song. It's
It
funny,
is good.
especially because
I want to go see him in concert. Can you take me?
I mean, well, look, those tickets are probably crazy. Did you in the second verse when he's talking about she was gripping on me tight, screaming Hercules?
Yeah.
I had to show you where that line was from.
If you didn't show me, I wouldn't know.
And then the second line, he's like, now I'm in the club looking for a new love. Someone help me, please. That's from Friday. John Witherspoon was Ice Cube's dad. And I guess it was...
I watched that movie because of you.
Yeah, that was where Bye Felicia
It's good.
comes
It's
from.
good. Bye, Felicia.
I don't remember, I mean, if it was the first one, but definitely in the second one, he was driving the truck and he had to go to the bathroom and he's stuck in traffic and nobody will let him over. So I got to use the bathroom, sir. Somebody help me, please. And that was like his line. So it was like a shout out to John Witherspoon too, and I love that. All right, but yeah, smoking out the window. So that's not Dame la
Sing
Luz
it for
yet.
us. Sing it for us.
No. No. I'm
Okay.
not going to do that.
Okay.
I have everybody else with the headphones on going, help me, please. So that's it. So why don't we get into the main topic? What do you got?
You know I have to do this. Da-da-da-da.
Ba, 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 ba.
I always do that. I keep
Are you
telling
ready?
you that you need a soundtrack from when we're doing the main topic. No,
It's the Miyagi family, secret family technique. Sorry.
that hurt my ears.
I apologize. Sorry to everybody out there listening.
Thank you. Okay, so what was the main topic? I had it.
You had it.
Oh my God. What was it?
What about the,
Okay.
the ingredients?
I'm going to ask you. You tell me.
Okay, go
What
ahead.
do you think is the main ingredient or ingredients to have a long-lasting, successful relationship? Because there's a lot of long-lasting relationships, but not necessarily what we will call
Successful.
successful.
Mm.
It doesn't count if it's just sticking to each other just to say we made it.
Yeah, plenty of people
no,
stay
no.
together forever and hate
Exactly. No, it's a happy, successful relationship.
each other. Okay. So I'm going to say, now, apologies to people who are familiar with me saying this, but I'm going to say it again because it's true. Number one with a bullet is communication.
Says the guy that has a very hard time communicating.
Why do you do this to me?
It is true.
Why do you do this to me?
What?
You paid me out to be like some...
No. Be honest. You know that it is a hard thing for you to do, but I didn't finish. So you're jumping completely before I'm done. What I mean is that you told me that you had an issue communicating. It doesn't come easy to you, but I have to give it to you. You have come a long way. You talk more, you're more open. And that is exactly what has to happen. It's easy to say communication is key,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to acknowledge how hard that is.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating, I think, is number one, but no, it's the hardest thing on the list.
Okay, so let me speak to exactly what you're saying there. Yes, it does not come easy for most people, I would argue, especially when it comes to being vulnerable. And as a dude, like, we're programmed from birth to not allow ourselves to be vulnerable, so we got that going against us. But the reason that, even though I'm not, naturally good at it, that I'm trying to do as best I can, is because I recognize how important that is to the relationship. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So I recognize that if we don't have that as a solid baseline, then everything else is going to start to fall apart.
Okay. But when you say communication, what does that mean?
That means saying what you really mean.
Because I've
And
heard
but
that so
okay.
many times, but I don't think people explain it.
Okay, so actually that's I'm glad that you said that, because now I think you're 100% right. We need to really expand on that, because communication is not just saying what you really mean, because sometimes that can be really counterproductive. So
Depends how you say.
it comes with, there's a lot of different parts to it. Like, one of the other things that makes someone an effective communicator would be emotional intelligence, being able to interpret other people's body language and their reactions, and seeing how your words and actions are affecting the people around you. That's having good emotional
You see
intelligence.
how complicated that gets?
Yeah, it gets complicated. But it's like, if I see that you're stressed out
Mm-hmm.
and then you snap at me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the best thing for me to do may not be to take the bait and then snap back at you and have a big fight. Maybe the best thing for me to do would be, you know what? I'm going to swallow my pride on that one. I'm going to choose not to respond in kind. I'm going to say, you know what, baby, it's okay. If you want, why don't you go take a shower, go relax. I'll take care of things down here. Because then not only am I kind of not taking the bait and avoiding that fight, but at the same time, it could also kind of snap you back and realize,
You're de-escalating the issue
exactly,
instead of escalating the issue.
exactly. And but that's all part of the communication. That's being a good communicator.
Well, I think you do a great, amazing job at that.
Thank you.
You know how to read me, and you know how to react to it. You know exactly how bad it can get,
Mm-hmm.
and you completely go the other way. I'm snappy, I'm in a bad mood, I'm tired, I'm hungry. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be snappy at you, and you, instead of coming back at me, you just tell me, baby, why don't you go upstairs? Are you hungry? Are you grumpy today? How do you feel?
Why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you get the fuck out of here?
And
No.
that's like a safe word, because you tell me that, and I realize, like, okay, this is too much. Let me
Mhm.
relax. It's not the way it should be. And I take a step back.
Yeah.
So that's good, because it does exactly that. I snap out of it for a little bit until I eat.
And I also think that with the communication, then you can truly learn about your partner. You can learn about all the other parts of the relationship that maybe don't have to do with communication, but you learn about them through communication.
Correct.
So you learn, all right, maybe she doesn't like when I do this. I've been doing that for 3 years now. Like, okay, how am I going to work on that? So it kind of opens up other avenues. That's why I say that's like your foundation. That's the baseline. If you can do that, then you can work on everything else. Like, if you got that covered, then you can do everything. You have the potential to fix whatever else.
I agree 100%. And also, there's times that we say, okay, we need to talk. Sit down, we need to talk. Sometimes communication goes that way. And we can sit down and talk about something that is bothering us, or something that is going, listen, you did this, I didn't like it. And I tell you things exactly how they are, and what I expect from you. And once I remember you told me, no one have been so clear with me.
That's the problem, because people are bad at communicating. They don't tell you exactly what it is they are trying to convey. They try to beat around the bush and dance around the issue.
And give you hints for you to understand what I wanted.
Don't give me hints. We're not playing Clue.
Exactly.
Like, this is a relationship.
I
Tell me what you want.
Exactly. You did this, It made me feel this way, and I don't want that. I want you, when I'm asking you this, that you answer this. Simple. Can you do it or you cannot do it? Then we take it from there. But I think that's very important. Another good thing when it comes to that, there's a lot of times that when you actually say, we need to talk, let's sit down, the guard is up.
Yep. Automatically, you're like,
So
oh
it's
boy, what did I do
different.
now?
Sometimes I will say that it's even better just to wait for the perfect moment. Let's say, baby, let's just have a dinner together, you and me. Let's have a couple of drinks, and everything will flow.
Yeah.
More natural, and you're not defensive.
Well, you're
You know
100%
what I mean?
right on
You're
that.
setting the right mood for the conversation.
Yeah, sometimes you really do need to loosen up before those conversations. And alcohol seems like a perfectly reasonable
Little wine.
loosener.
Little wine.
I'm not
Does
saying
the
get
trick.
sloshed, but, you know.
A glass of
drinks,
wine
2 drinks, you're good.
is good to touch any subjects that are bothering you without, because imagine me telling you every single day, we need to talk about every little thing that we need to clarify.
Then it becomes nagging.
It's horrible. But you can change it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be like, okay, talk to me. What happened? I noticed that you're stressed. Why you're not talking to me? Something happening. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even want to talk about it. Maybe you're not even in the mood at that moment.
Well, that's the worst thing, too, when somebody keeps following you around and go, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I know there's
What's
something wrong.
It's like, sometimes there legitimately wasn't anything wrong. It's like, now, you know what's wrong? You're bugging the shit out of me. Like, stop following me. I'm in the bathroom.
And there,
oh Can I wipe my ass in peace?
Sometimes I feel like, something is happening. I'm stressed. Something is...
I can usually tell.
Exactly. You read me very well.
And I'll ask you, and if you don't say anything, I'm like, okay, she'll tell me when she's ready.
And you know that I always come around.
Then even if it takes 2 days.
Exactly. But I come around.
You do.
And I tell you.
So do I.
That is good, because it's needed. That transparency is needed. If you have something bottled up, who's better to talk to than your partner? That makes you guys closer. That makes you better friends. That makes you a team.
100%.
You can tackle everything together.
Okay. So then, aside from communication, what do you think is one of the most important ingredients to make a long-lasting and successful relationship?
Intimacy.
Intimacy. Okay, I like it.
Absolutely.
Should I turn the cameras off right now and
yes,
we'll get intimate?
Let's do it. No, let's do an OnlyFans. I'm just
OnlyFans? I better take a shower first.
Oh my God. I'm just kidding.
You can't smell through OnlyFans.
Exactly. Don't worry. I won't make any sense or any faces. Okay, so I used to think that that was not needed. If you have a good connection, that is not important. It's there, it has to be there, but it's not one of the main things. And I was totally wrong. You really do. I think that's the best way to connect. Brings you guys closer. And with that being said, do you think couples have to have like a minimum requirement of having sex 3 days a week, 2 days a week? I know that if it was up to you, it was every day. But life gets busy, right? We have kids around, blah, blah, blah. But what do you think is a good number for a healthy relationship? And be honest.
Now, we've talked about this before, and I don't... Listen, I am not the guy that's going to say every day. Because, no.
He doesn't want it every day. You don't love me. You do not love me.
And this is where communication goes
That's
awry.
the wrong answer. You see, I'm expecting you to say, yes, baby, every day. I'm here for you. That's the right answer.
You're judging right now.
Wrong. I'm just kidding. Go.
No, I mean, I don't think there is a set minimum. I think if you were to say like, oh, well, it's got to be this many days a week, I think that's just an arbitrary number. That might work for you, but that doesn't work for everybody. Some people are just, they have different love languages. We talked about that. And it's like, maybe sex is not the way that they connect the best, but that's some people. I don't know. I think you're right. I happen to agree. Like for us, like sex is one of the most effective ways to maintain intimacy, because it does kind of like bring everybody's walls back down to zero. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about vaginal walls. You know,
Oh
I
my
took it
God.
emotional. um,
How do you
intrauterine walls would be the correct term,
how do
right?
you say this in English?
This
My language barrier comes in place. Sexóloga. Una sexóloga.
sexology,
It's the doctor. Instead of a psychologist,
sexual therapist, I guess.
okay, well, according to a sexual therapist,
Mhm.
you're wrong.
Okay, which one about the
Honestly,
uterine walls part?
all of it. Honestly, that is the best way to connect for any couples.
Yeah.
That's a human thing because we are animals.
Okay.
That's our our basic need is that, and that's the best way for us to connect in a relationship. Not only that, you have to do it at least once a week
Hmm.
to keep that connection strong.
Well, I don't find it very hard to believe that if you don't do some maintaining, then that connection's gonna
It
wither
gets
away.
cold. The
Yeah.
relationship gets cold. People get disconnected, and you don't want that. You don't want to lose that connection. Being in a relationship is work.
Hmm.
It takes work, it takes energy. You have to be constantly invested if you want it to work. You don't have to do it, and it will get cold, and you guys are going to end up in a relationship that not necessarily is bad, but you guys are very distant from each other.
Hmm.
So you really need to have that time, especially when you have kids. You need time alone. You need a date. We talked about
We
this
talked
in
about this
another, at least a
different episode.
date
Yeah.
every week, at least a little weekend out of the house
I just
once a month.
I just had a funny image in my head. It's like you need to
Oh,
have that sex, consistently. It doesn't have to be every day, but it has to be some kind of consistency. Otherwise, it becomes like those old Nintendo games where you gotta pick it up and you gotta blow the dust out of it. You gotta blow the dust out of her pussy before you.
baby, that's so dirty.
Sorry, vagina.
Okay, so I think that's very important.
I agree. I think that's a good one.
What else do you think is important?
Uh, intimacy, communication. I don't know. I feel like with those two, you could accomplish so
I'm
much.
gonna add another one.
Okay.
Maybe I'm adding another one that has to do with everything,
Hmm.
with communication, and not necessarily it has to do with everything we're talking about. I think when we said that needs a relationship requires work,
Hmm.
it means from the very little details.
Yeah.
It means
Yeah.
it means me getting taking care of myself to look pretty for me and for you.
Hmm.
Me going and doing my hair, me going and doing my nails, me trying to stay I don't know, like groomed for you.
Of course.
That not only speaks about how I'm taking care of myself for you, but when you look at me, and not hello, someone there? What is this?
I'm taking care of myself.
Oh my God, that was wrong.
I get no, but I get
You're
what you're
not
saying.
paying attention to me.
I am paying attention. I'm
No.
reading between the lines.
I'm not talking
Because you're
about
talking
weight.
about you, with the grooming and stuff.
No.
I get it. I get to work
You
out a
groom
little
yourself. You shower. You take care of your beard.
more. Yeah, but I'm letting the body go to shit. Look, ass is all swole out of shape now.
Oh my God. You see, I'm being serious. You're not paying attention
I'm
to
being
me.
serious.
No, you're making noise, and that's annoying.
But they said it's called curls for the girls. That's what I'm doing.
My God. That's bad. Very bad. I'm not talking about that.
Well, I felt attacked a little bit.
No, wrong. You're wrong. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about weight at all. I'm talking about that if you see me taking care of myself, number one, it tells you that I care how you look at me, that I care about me. And that's nice. That's good to know. You know what I mean? That you're putting in the effort, even though you're tired, even though you've been working a lot, but you still are thinking of me. Maybe you're not going to notice if I did my nails today, but tomorrow you will. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. You trying to see how you make me happy with the little things, coming home with flowers. If you know I like flowers, you need to know.
No, I know.
If
Yeah.
your wife doesn't like flowers, don't bring her flowers.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
But if she likes flowers, bring her flowers. If she loves donuts, one day bring her donuts. Make the point here is to make each other's life more enjoyable.
Mhm.
We have a lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of things to do on a daily basis. We're here to make each other's life more bearable,
Yeah.
nicer,
Well, we're here to be a
sweeter.
positive
Exactly.
influence on each other's life.
If you're dragging your feet
Mhm.
and I have to carry the entire weight in the relationship, it's gonna come to a point that I'm gonna be tired,
It's a recipe for disaster.
that I cannot. How long can you get all the weight on your back and keep walking?
You can't. And
It's gonna
even
come to a
even
point
the
that you're gonna
strong
break.
even the strong get tired sometimes.
Of course. So it has to be a teamwork. It has to
100%.
be effort from both ends.
Yeah, I think that it would be what I would say is one other thing, like effort.
You really need to put the effort. You
Yeah.
really need to want to make it work.
And that's the challenge that people talk about with marriage is maintaining that level of effort.
Because you're tired,
Yes.
because you're working long
Mhm.
hours, you're tired, go home, and there is the routine, making dinner, doing the dishes, laundry, taking care of the kids. It gets tiring. It
Mhm.
takes a lot of energy to say, okay, let's do something special. Instead of going straight home, let's stop in the way and let's get her some flowers.
Mhm.
Or let's make a plan to go out for dinner this Friday. Oh my God, but Friday I get so tired. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But let's do it. Let's get up. Let's get cleaned up. Let's do something nice together. You know what I mean?
I think
That's a lot of effort.
you're right. All right. What do you say we put a pin in that topic and we move on to our final segment?
I like it.
What's the final segment, babe?
Dame la luz.
Oh.
Dame la luz, baby.
So my pick for this week, Dame la Luz, is Eternals, the newest Marvel movie.
I love it.
So we went and saw it opening night, as
No
we always
spoilers.
do. Our tradition, no spoilers, a spoiler-free environment. I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, would I say it was my favorite? No, I wouldn't say that. But it was very good, because considering it's like source material that most people have no friggin' idea about. No one reads Eternals. Like, it's such an old, obscure comic.
I had
And-
no idea,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed the movie.
I didn't
It's
even have an idea, and I'm
very-
a nerd.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very character driven,
Mhm.
and I enjoy that
Yeah.
because you get to know them and you get to like some, dislike some other, and I really like it.
But so many of the critics were like trashing the movie.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't see the plot doesn't make sense. It's boring. It was like, what?
I can tell you something.
Go ahead.
I don't really enjoy Angelina Jolie. I feel
Yeah, I'm not a
she
big
has
fan
this personality that even in the movie it was like her.
It's always
When I see her,
Yeah.
when I see her in the red carpet, that's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're not acting.
Yeah, you're
This
just
is
playing
what-
Angelina Jolie.
That's what I always see from you.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I don't
get
like
it.
that.
but I still like the movie.
Yeah, but I
Like,
was
her
just
character
making a.
that worked for who the character was, so it made sense. You know what I mean?
I thought it was
Either
her.
way, I thought the movie was great.
Yeah, I agree. I love
don't-
Jon Snow.
Yeah,
I love Jon Snow.
Kit
Can I say it
Harington.
again?
Go ahead.
I love it.
Mm.
Can I?
Jon Snow and Robb Stark are in the movie.
I love Rob, but I love more Jon Snow.
Mm.
What's his name? Kit.
Kit Harington,
Why didn't we name Clyde Kit?
because it's a
Kit Kat.
lame name.
Kit Kat.
Kit. Hey, Kit.
Hey, kid.
Hey, this is my one son, Kit. This is my other son, David Hasselhoff.
Okay.
That's from the show Knight Rider.
Lost. Completely
Yeah.
lost.
Anyway, Eternals was good. Critics are trashing it, but all the audience responses have been pretty good. It was like the critics gave it like 43%, and then audiences gave it like 87%.
I'll go with the audience.
And they said that was like the biggest gap between the audience response and critic responses. And honestly, I think a certain level of it is just people hating on Marvel, because it's the most successful movies out there these days. So people just
correct.
love to hate on the big dog.
Well, I love Disney and I love Marvel.
Hmm.
And now they won.
I thought it was good. I thought it worked. It was different. That's the other thing that pisses me off. For over 10 years now, I've listened to these stupid critics talk about, oh, Marvel keeps doing the same thing, copy paste all their movies. It's all the same story. And then they finally did something. They tried to do something different, and they're still hating on them. You know what? Thanks to gots.
Haters are gonna
People just,
hate.
I know.
There's a lot of unhappy people out there, baby. We need
Nobody
to be-
likes critics.
We need to be kind.
People that don't have talent become critics.
That is harsh.
Well,
That's
I
why
said
I'm
what I
not a
said.
critic.
There you go. All right, baby. What about you? Dame la luz.
Dame la luz. Okay. Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard of this and watched this show. It's Love is Blind. That was the first show, and it was here in the United States, right? So it's just basically single people trying to know each other. It's like Love is Blind because it's a blind date.
So they have to
You get
pick
to
a
connect
partner.
with someone without seeing them. It's just through their voice and trying to get to know each other like that. And then if they actually have a connection, they will propose to each other without having seen each other first. And then they will see each other. And the end game is to actually get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think it's very entertaining show. It's very shallow. It's nothing deep. Something that you can put in and put on the TV and start doing the dishes, work around the house. And it's nice. It's refreshing. And it talks about relationship. And what I like about it is that I'm looking at these couples and sometimes I see myself in one of them and I say, oh my God, that's so bad. I have to fix that. Or I see you in one of them and oh, I love this. I would have totally picked this one because it's just like Steve. You know what I mean? Things like that. Things that makes you question your relationship in a few things, but in a good way. Like, I wouldn't want to do this and things like that. Well, they came up with the Love is Blind Brazil. And I watched that. And you can see the difference in the culture and people.
Big time.
They're so dramatic, but so sexual. It is completely different. I will say that gringos are they come across colder. There's a lady there that didn't even sleep with the guy. And in Brazil, the first night, they're all over each other.
Yeah, they're all banging.
It's completely different experiences.
And you notice all the dudes in the Brazilian ones are all like machista like types.
They're machista, and they're a lot into being with another girl in the relationship.
One guy straight up called himself a womanizer.
Yep. He said it just like that. And he told
he was
her.
Like, yeah, that's who I am. What's the problem with that?
But look at this. He told the lady, they end up getting married, right? And he told her, you know what? I don't mind if you go out with another girl, as long as not another dude. The only dude here is me. If you want to go out with another girl, bring her home. No problem with that. But not another dude. Just like that in the open. And she said, what about you? He said, I'll do the same. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, and they actually got married.
And they did. And the thing is that, I don't know, I like to know a lot of different cultures. I'm not saying that that's that reflects on all Brazil, but it gives you a little insight. It's fun to watch. Like I said, something very shallow.
But it's shallow, but you can find the depth in it.
Correct.
Like you could analyze these people like as if you're a friggin' therapist. Like, oh,
you're from the outside. That will never work. Don't you see that will never work? And then we are.
This guy's afraid of admitting he's wrong. Look at this guy. Classic, typical machista dude.
And I told you, they're not getting married. They are getting married. And I wasn't right all the time.
Had a couple of bad, weird faces on that show.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
A lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It's fun to watch.
Couple Caitlyn Jenners looking like.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, that's it, guys.
That's it for today.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here. So
we have to go to Target.
Target?
Yep.
Oh, this is another thing, too. I was thinking about moving the show from a Tuesday release to a Thursday release.
You're going to do that. You need to remain consistent and committed to what we're doing.
Well, no.
That's switching and changing to not good.
We're not even 10 episodes in, so I was trying to find what works the best.
No. Okay. That's all, folks.
Just be on the lookout.
Love you, baby.
Be on the lookout because it might be Thursdays.
Who's the boss? I'm the boss lady.
Yeah? Okay, boss. Well, you have some editing to do after this.
Okay, bye.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Love you, baby.
I love you more.
Bye.